actually feeling yourself when it comes to makeup. It happens to everybody. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl here, Suti Wukoma, and today's video we're going to focus mainly on blending. I know that a lot of us find it difficult to actually blend our makeups out very well because sometimes you might look at yourself and be looking a bit patchy, like some patchiness on your face. So we're going to start off with a bare face right now, and the first product I'm going to use is the ordinary niacinamide, which is about 10% of it, and zinc 1%. This is what it looks like. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. My skin is bare. I'm an oily girl, so using this product actually helps to control my oil on my face because this oil, it doesn't have conscience. It just comes out when it comes out. So yeah. And another thing I discovered is, when you have a good base, when your base is basing, there is absolutely nothing anybody can tell you with your eye makeup. You can just draw a wing and you're going where you're going. So far as your base is well blended, lasting, you're good to go. Like, all the liquids and the powders are just doing what they're supposed to do, so definitely you're good to go. So I'm just moisturizing my face with this now, then I'll go with my primer. I'll be using my Milk Hydro Grip primer to prime my face. I'm gonna do a 2-step primer, by the way. So now I'm using my Maybelline Baby Skin primer to prime my face, still mostly focusing around my T-zone area to make my pores invisible if they can. Then I'll allow that to sit, and when you put your primer, just give it a couple of seconds to actually go into your skin because it has to dry down a bit, and because it's a Hydro Grip primer, it has to be tacky, so allow it to dry down a bit before you go in with your product. In the meantime, you can go and wet your sponge, or you can comb your hair. I'm still going to be using my Fenty Beauty foundation for foundation, of course. So with a little of it, I just tap on my skin. And it's a lightweight foundation, so it's going to cover what needs to be covered. It's lightweight and also buildable, so it's medium coverage. So as you keep on applying, it's covering what it's supposed to cover. And one thing about this foundation, good, just get your right shade. Get your right shade because it's very, very, very skin light. Get your right shade. When you get your right shade, it's going to look like your skin when you apply it, but a perfected version of your skin. So I've applied some now, and look at how it looks. So let's go through the whole process of blending. Let me apply more, and then we'll blend it out together. And in blending, you don't sweep like you're brushing your face. Just tap, 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 but you're going faster. And don't go around your eyes because you're going to apply concealer. They don't want that place to be too caked up with a lot of product and product build up, and then you start having those lines with your makeup in between. You don't need that kind of thing. So just take your time, go around the perimeters of your face. Wherever you still need a bit of coverage, you can go back in with more foundation. So stippling motion, stippling motion, stippling motion. This is how I apply my foundation seamlessly. I'm not swiping, I'm just tapping. I'm not swiping, I'm just tapping it all over my face to my jawline. Please don't forget if you know you have discrepancy between your face and your neck, it's good that you dress the foundation down to your neck a bit so that there is a blend between your neck and also your face. For contour, I'm going into my cheekbones, my forehead, my jawline, the bridge of my nose, blending that also into my eyelids to give structure. I'm applying this contour on my cheekbones. So will also my blush be too, so that it blends in also into the temple of my face as well as my cheeks, because everything has to marinate and be blended together. Here I'm using a deep red so that it's very, very pronounced, and also on my nose. I feel you've gotten a little bit ham or went too heavy on your product, you go back in with your brush. This is the contour brush that I used. I'm going back just to blend out the edges of that previous product that I used, not the blush, the contour. So I'm just blending around the edges and to give that seamless look, and then going back in again with the And then going back in again with my blush brush and tapping, tap, 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 tap. And that's it. Make sure you're just blending, going back in with your 3 brushes, whatever brush you're using. Just go back in with them, your foundation brush, your contour brush, and your blush brush. You go back in with them. When you see that you have harsh lines, just tapping them, not sweeping. When you sweep, you're going to lift the product, and the product is going to go where you don't want it to go. So for concealer, a little goes a long way. So the inner portions of my eye, the tail parts, bridge of my nose, top of my lip, my chin, my forehead, and well, the same thing on the other side of So with this, you can allow it to sit for a couple of, just 1 minute, 60 seconds. You can allow it to sit if you want, or you can go right in and blend out. We're going to allow it to sit a bit. So let's blend this out now. I'm going to start with my chin. And if you feel the product is still a bit much on your brush, just wipe the excess off your paper towel or your towel, whatever you have handy. Just wipe off the excess and then go back in and blend. Don't forget that in blending, you're still doing tapping motions, and try and stretch your skin a bit so that the product can get in. Like for around my mouth area, you do this, like you stretch your skin so that you can go there, or get into those corners, those tight corners that we have on our face. So I'm doing the same stippling motion, and when I'm done with this, I would still go back in, just be going back in with the same brushes we're using. Mind you, you can also use Beauty Blender to do this, but I enjoy using a brush more than using a sponge. And then to top it all off, if you want to, using a sponge helps you, like absorb excess product. So you know that you went a little bit overboard, you can decide to use a sponge. So I blend out my nose because I need my bridge standing. I need this bridge stand. I just go back and forth with the brush. Don't forget to look up when you're blending your under eyes, because you're setting creases, you're arranging line. Another word for creases are just lines that just form with concealers in between them. So let's just blend this all out. And then if you know you're going to do a lot of your eyeshadow detail, you can take the excess on your brush and then just spread it to the eyelids as well. Now here's the thing with this nose contour. Just blend it. Blend your product there. You can still see the gradients of the concealer, your nose contour, and also the concealer on the bridge of your nose. So still use your concealer brush, be tapping. Still be tapping. Then if you feel that, oh, it's a little bit lost, just get your brush, get your contour brush. Pinch it if it's not too narrow for you to get in there. Just pinch it a little bit like this, and then just go there, and just go over it. You pinch it again, you pinch it. See, it's now going to have that pointed vibe that you want it to give you. And then just go back in, and then you drag it to your eyebrows, because you're gonna get that bridge. So that's it. Then you go back in with your concealer brush, and then just tap, and basically it's good. Then for the area where you have a lot of concealer dressing into your, go back in with your brush, your blush brush, and just blend it out. And if you feel okay, it's too much, I don't like it, you have your sponge, just tap. And that's why the sponge comes in handy. Just tap, 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 tap. You're not tapping with vigorous strength. You're just tapping softly. It glides on, and you're blending softly. It glides on, and you're blending, and that's how you have a seamless. If you want to be extra, you can take this your concealer brush and just define this your your contour even more. That's just being extra. You don't really have to blend out like that if you like harsh contour, if you like looking intense. Then you go back in your contour brush and just blend out the guy. See? And that's it. That's how you blend actually. It's not much mathematics to it. It's just your key bros. These should be your best friends. Going back and forth with them. Like, you get what I'm trying to say. Just go back and forth with them or use this. For powders, I'm going to use my pressed powder to go in under my eyes before I use my setting powder. And before I do that, I'm going to go back in with my brush to actually look up and then blend out my under eye, because by so doing, you're going to eliminate every creaser that is trying to elect from the shadows. So we're going to do this, and then since we have the product on my sponge, I'm going to use my sponge for this, and then tap off the excess in my palm or the back of my palm, whichever one is good for you or you're cool with. So I'm going in with it, just pressing it in. And that's it. Preferably, the powder or the pressed powder should be a shade lighter than your complexion. So I do this just under my eyes. So can you see the difference between here and here? Like, this is technically set, but not entirely set. And then, if I like, I go in my chin. Just the same places that I applied concealer. Just going over it with the product there. And that's it. The bridge of my nose as well. Before I go in with my powder, setting powder. So before I go in with my setting powder, I do all of this. And then I can decide to bake with my setting powder. So let's move on to the next step, which is the setting powder. So for setting powder, the same technique applies. You take your sponge, putting it here, and then you tap off the excess again, and then you apply it on your face and you blend it out. If you want to bake, that's fine. If you want to bake, that's fine. Baking requires you to actually leave the product on your face like this for a while so that it sinks in, it sets in. But rather, I just tap it in. I just tap it in because that's for extra glam. Like, this is not extra glam. This is just like on a daily, on a daily. So yeah. So I just tap it in, and I'm good to go. Yeah, this gives you more brightness under your eyes. So we're going to have to set your blush, right? So I use my blush brush, just taking enough product to blend out the liquid or the creaminess of, I know creaminess is not a word, but the creamy consistency of my blush on my face and also on my nose as well. So that's what I'm doing. Let me just intensify this contour a bit, just a little bit with some powders. If you still want to be extra, just go in with your sponge again, and then go in with your powder, and then just define this line, like go there, just go there with it. just and that's it. If you feel, oh, I lost my contour, go back in with your brush and just brush it out, and you're good to go. Forget you also apply some contour here, so go back there and just eliminate that there. Same thing applies to the bridge of the nose. Just set that all using your powder. Areas that you have not applied any powder, take your brush, your regular face powder, and just pat at the areas where you feel that, oh, I've not applied powder here. Yeah, and just go over there with it. After applying all your powders and all your products, just going with your setting spray. Not really a setting mist. Setting mist is more for like when you've applied your cream product and you want those products to actually like merge, melt together and look one. So I use my setting spray to just lock everything in, because if I focused more on blending properly, then I can actually just use my setting spray all over my face and just spray my face. So let's do that now. Don't forget to actually shake your product very well. Shake it vigorously before you apply it on your face, and then hold it far back such that in case of any droplets. And that's it. So I'll finish the rest of my face and I'll be back. Done putting on everything. Please don't come for me for these lashes, because when lashes are not giving, one tends to look a bit different than the other one, but just know that they're from the same pack. Yeah, so this is the finished look. Just make sure you're blending, and if in case you need to go over it again with a bit of powder, just do that. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe, like, share, comment down below of what you would like me to do as well, because I'm just trying to think of things that we actually need in the area and the aspect of makeup. So just let me know what you guys actually think and what you want me to post in the comment section. Thank you so much.